I'm over it. I'm ready. Cody has given us the blessing to start yet another episode of Realities May Vary. Welcome. We are the podcast that talks about whatever we want to talk about whenever we want to talk about it. I am Brian Noonan. With me, as always, the man who looks like he's, I don't know, coming from a formal event or some suburban dad get together. It's the always well coiffed Cody Gough. Hello, Cody.
Thanks. I'm just good looking. So here's what's on today's schedule of events. Brian just gave me keywords, perhaps because he knows I always botch any preview of anything resembling a sentence. So here are the keywords of what Brian will be talking about: ice, merch, basketballs, toe. And following in that vein, I will be talking about brands and life insurance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds scintillating so far. So far, I'm hooked. I'm curious. What on earth could they be talking about with just the key words?
I don't know.
I enjoy them. I enjoy the key words.
I don't know. But but we'll start with our 30-second check-in. I
Yes.
have nothing really to. I mean, this is going to be one of those episodes where I say I have nothing to say, and then I
You
talk
got
for
a lot to say.
a half hour. But nothing, no developments of. I mean, technically, I started a full-time job today.
I forgot about that. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's functionally very similar to my previous role. It was a contractor. Went from contract. It was a contract to hire kind of scenario. So I've
You
been
must
at
have
this.
done well, so you got hired.
Yeah, I did well enough apparently. So that's kind of cool. It's nice to have paid time off, which you'll hear about in future weeks, which is a nice benefit of having
Ooh.
a full-time
Yeah.
employer.
Tell me about it.
But
Really, tell me about it because I don't know what it is.
yeah.
Please tell me. Tell me, what's that like? Somebody pays you to stay home or take a day off or go on a trip?
It's nice. It's very nice. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. With that transition comes some extra paperwork and things to legalese, but it's navigating fine. So the week's been a little busy, but my family is healthy again. So
That's
we're
good.
relatively. I mean, everyone's had a runny nose since July, but other than that.
All right, that leads to a follow-up question. Last week, your young son, who I'm quite fond of, in a purely nice way, was not sleeping, was doing things. I think you said he scooted his butt on the rug like a dog. I'm not sure if that was part of but is everything going well with him, my young friend?
Yeah, it was fine the other tonight. We played a bunch after school. His sleep is still bad, but we're trying not to catastrophize it. He just comes into our bed a lot. But
Okay.
just no, I went downstairs before the show. I went downstairs to get my insulin because I'm drinking a 2022 Bourbon County Stout.
Wow.
Not a full. So it's the release when they did the reasonable bottles.
Oh, okay.
Remember they released 4-packs of
Yes.
actual human-sized
Like
beers.
12-ounce bottles.
Yeah, 12-ounce bottles. So this isn't like I'm not gonna get trashed on the show.
Okay.
Or I probably will, but
Why not?
but so I go downstairs. He just got out of the bath, and then suddenly I hear pitter-pattering back and forth and screaming and some slamming of doors. I'm like, okay. So I'm going up the stairs, and I see a pair of pajama pants on the stairs. And I assume, no, how do you think that got there? Why do you think there would be a pair of pajama pants on the stairs?
Ooh.
Go ahead.
He stripped down and just shed them like a snake sheds its skin.
Okay, thank you. That is not what happened.
Oh.
I go upstairs and try to hand them to my wife, who's standing outside his door waiting to breach it. And
Ready to breach it, like the SWAT team is outside.
And she yells at me. She's just like, those pants are covered in pee, and he can't wear them because they're covered in pee, so he's mad, so I threw them down the stairs. Now, how am I supposed to know that? I have no sense of smell right now.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Thank you.
I also wouldn't have known they were covered with pee.
Thank you. So, and it weren't wet.
So wait. Why did your wife throw them down the stairs?
I don't know. Probably to get to the laundry room because if they stayed in his room, he would keep grabbing them. I don't know. But I'm just saying,
Does he only have one pair of pajama pants that are...
He has like 40 pairs of pajama pants.
Okay.
We have a friend that gave us so many hand-me-downs. We don't need to do laundry.
But he likes these ones, or he just likes the feel of dry pee on his skin?
Or he just likes a reason to scream. I don't know.
All of those could be true. You're
I just
correct.
want to know that I'm vindicated because it is absolutely not my fault that I
No,
assumed he had thrown the pants down the stairs.
let's be honest. Your son has a history of perhaps just dropping his trousers and fleeing
Mhm.
without them. So it's not unreasonable for you to think that they were probably his or, his either left there or tossed there, like you said.
Right.
I
So,
think, yeah, I think that's well, I'm glad, I'm glad you're not, what did you say, catastrophizing it? Did you get that out of some suburban parent book?
no, I read it. I have a vocabulary.
I know you do.
What,
I know you
are
do.
you doing dry January? I don't remember.
No, why would I do that?
You did it like a year or 2 ago.
Sure, and I did sober October. I did them all. But you know what I realized? I didn't drink that much during December
Oh,
to make me go, oh, maybe I should do dry January. I'm like, maybe I need to do a wet winter is what I need to do.
wow.
I need to just wet winter. I did try two Polish pilsners from Phase 3 the other day. Well, I tried one and I liked it, so I had the second. It was brought to me, and I'm getting these beers, beer of the month. So I have right now. I have 4 breweries downstairs that I haven't. I got to crack into. So I need to start. I need to up my alcohol consumption, which is something you don't hear very often. You know.
For New Year's, my friend who came from Wisconsin brought some of those Fifth Gear,
Oh,
the
yeah.
pre-mixed old fashions.
Yes.
Yeah, those were so good.
Nice.
So,
Oh,
shoulda
yeah,
cracked
those are the ones we've had those before.
Yeah, yeah. Probably the
Yeah,
brandy one and the apple brandy one.
nice.
Oh, so good. How was your 30 seconds?
My third, I'm just, I'm tired. I've realized I'm just tired all the
Mm.
time because last week we had Monday off and then we had Tuesday off because we had Monday off for Martin Luther King Day. We had Tuesday off because of the snow, and then I went back to school Wednesday and it just was like, and Thursday I was just like, tired, just getting because when I'm not when there's a holiday or something, I stay up late because I love staying up late, but then I sleep late. Well, now I got to get up at 5:30 and so I'm tired.
Mm.
And Thursday I came home and I was prepping for my TMJ show and I thought, oh, I've got some time. So I came up here and it was about 5 o'clock. And you know me, I'm prepping the show, I'm pulling stories. About last time I looked at the clock, it was like 4:50. At 6 o'clock, I woke up because my head had snapped back so hard. I fell asleep sitting in this position that I'm in right now, just clunk out. And then I was so groggy when the show started, it must have sounded like I was drunk or something because I just spit a huge loogie on the mic.
Hot.
But yeah, so I'm just that's my whole day is just being tired, just
Yeah.
being tired. That's all. But other than that, it's Walter's back because why not? Walter's always here. He's got he has a key now. Walter, Molly doesn't even drive him over. He takes an Uber and then he just comes to the door and unlocks it and comes in and hangs out with Loss until we get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier that way for everybody.
It's like his last name is Mathau.
Okay. Yeah, Molly is in Puerto Rico
What?
where it's 80.
Wait. My friend Will just got to Puerto Rico.
Hold on, they're
Are
not
they
there
hanging
together.
out? Where in Puerto Rico? I'm gonna ask him. I mean,
think he's in.
she?
I think she's in San Juan. Maybe not. She's there with her company. She works remotely, so her company decided to take everybody on a conference thing
A
to Puerto
divinity
Rico.
retreat?
Not a divinity retreat. They're not going to be any praying unless to the porcelain god after a few too many rums. You know what I'm saying?
That's a toilet
Right.
for the layman.
And
But we don't have any of those. All our listeners are cool, not lame.
And amen. No lame amen. And she got to bring a +1. So she and the boyfriend are in Puerto Rico.
I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You forgot that her life has been touched by God.
Yeah.
Me, not so much, but I'm happy for her.
with corporate benefits, I do have to say one thing.
Yeah.
I'm at a remote first company, and there's a stipend given for an office home setup, or home
Oh,
office
yes.
setup.
She's had that before, yeah.
Now it's hundreds of dollars. It's nice.
Yeah.
So I could buy like a standing desk converter or presumably like an extra monitor, stuff like that. Now I have all that. What I don't have is a finished desk that I'm building. So,
So what did you buy?
well, here's a cliffhanger for a future episode. I'm gonna see if I could expense the legs to the desk that I'm building. Because
Oh.
why not, right? Like, it's gonna be my computer desk.
Right,
Like,
it's your office. It's gonna be your office.
it's it would be presumably under the limit, and I won't need monitors and stuff. So I don't know. I might test those waters.
At her first job, Molly got to expense a Peloton bike,
That's ridiculous.
along with some, what do they call them? The Apple, the really nice headphones that are Bluetooth, that no cord,
Beats by
not
Dre?
Beats by Dre. I think they're the Apple ones. Yeah, she got, because it was the same thing. You could expense anything but a bed, so anything to make your home more work friendly. So, I think for this one, she got a new desk for her new apartment, but she still has she had to pay for the membership, but she was able to expense the bike and stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, you know what I've ever been able to expense at any of my jobs?
Nothing?
Bubkiss. Bubkiss.
What's that?
Nada. That's nada. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well,
Not a thing. Not an effing thing. Not a thing. Oh, hi. I'm back. I was singing. Told you I was tired.
good job, Ryan. Oh man,
Thanks,
this is gonna
Cody.
be this is gonna be a show.
You never
Let's go. Well, let's get
know.
into something. Talk about
What should we
something.
get into? I don't, I didn't give a keyword for the caucuses or the primaries. We know politics is happening. We're not going to do that. All right, let's start. Hey, this is exciting news. I'm not going to bury the lead. This is exciting news for all of you who've been following this podcast since the quarantine started 3 years ago. We have merchandise.
Realities may
That's right.
vary. Realities may vary.
This podcast, realities may vary. We have merchandise. We have t-shirts and sweatshirts, and they are fantastic. We also have children's merch in case your kids want to wear a really cool eggs and toast shirt to mimic Cody's son's mantra, eggs and toast. All you have to do is go to our website, which is not Realities May Vary. It's the Crafty Brewers website. It's all there. While you're there, you can also, you can always pick up a Crafty Brewers thing too. But the Realities May Vary shirts are really cool. It's a craftybrewerspod.com. So if you go there, you can, you can
Click on merchandise. There's
click on the merchandise page.
craftybrewerspod.com. On the top of this page, there's a button that says merchandise or merch. Click on that, brings you to the store. Now you'll probably see a bunch of Crafty Brews merchandise first. So just go a page or two forward and you'll get to the Realities May Vary merchandise. But it's Brian and I and Catherine from Crafty Brewers set up a store with print to order, made to print, whatever merchandise for the beer podcast. And then we thought, wait a second. 2 of the 3 of us do a different podcast with people that might have some cool merchandise. So why don't we just put them in the store? So now it's like the Brian Noonan Productions store.
It's under Realities May Vary Productions, and Cody produces both, actually. Crafty Brewers.
Oh, you produced this show.
I produced this one. So get in there, and I figured I'd tell you, because people that over the years we've discussed, people have said, oh, are you going to do like, what do you call it, Patreons and stuff like that? And I didn't want to. And Cody didn't want to. We talked about it.
Cody would have.
Cody would have. There was something. No, we may get it, Mike. We'll try to get a douche canoe. Don't be a douche canoe shirt or something with a douche canoe on there. But Right now, we're just going with the straight up things. But I didn't want to, I know I left money on the table. I'm a horrible businessman. Um, but I also, this show came from the radio show, which people would listen to for free. And I've always felt weird about that. And I know I'm dumb. So I always felt like it was, hey, give me some money.
Yeah, I
But
haven't felt that way at all. I would absolutely set up a Patreon.
all
I
right,
just
well,
don't feel like it.
yeah, who knows? Maybe down the road. But right now, if you want to support us, you can buy some merch, and that would be really cool. And it's good quality stuff.
It is.
The t-shirts are my favorite brand. They're Comfort Colors. Great colors, great texture, great weight on these t-shirts, and the sweatshirts are really nice. And the onesies are surely flame retardant for the babies. If you, I don't want your babies bursting into flames. So yeah, so there they got that cross merch right off the list there.
Yeah, it's good. And if you have any suggestions or there's something you don't see that you want, like Mike jokingly perhaps said no canoe themed merch. Literally, if someone in the chat at any point says like, I would absolutely buy a shirt that says something about douche canoes, we will literally make that design because
Yeah,
we don't pay to order inventory. We only pay when you buy. So we could make 1,000 designs and they wouldn't cost us anything. We just will only make designs that people will buy.
Cody's right. We had a teacher friend of mine who listens to the Crafty Brewers podcast said, "Oh, Catherine always makes reference to Legos, like the hops or something being the base, like a Lego base. I wish you guys had a T-shirt like that." The next day, we had that design up on the website, and it was ready to go. So yeah, if there's something you would really you'd buy, well, then let us know.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you listening, and the merch is there if you'd like to check it out. If you'd like to buy it, that's terrific too. And while you're there, take a listen to Crafty Brewers. I'm sure you'll enjoy that podcast as well because it's the same sensibility. And even if you're not a huge beer drinker, you're going to enjoy the stories from the people who make the beer and tell us about it. So
True. Magnets? Do we have magnets?
we don't have magnets.
We might be able to get them though.
We could probably.
I'll ask.
What like magnets for your health, Roger, to put on your spine or your knees? What kind of magnets are you talking about?
You are supporting the show if you buy the merch, but don't feel obligated to buy the merch that's there if you don't like it. Again,
Yeah,
if
no,
you
we're
want to
just
support the
saying it's
show,
available.
but I'm saying if you want to support the show and you want to buy merch, but you don't see merch you see, just tell us what you want. So we've got like one with like my catchphrase at the end of the show. We've got one with eggs and toast, which is amazing. But there's probably other things that we talk about regularly that we don't. Maybe we could do one on like a 5-minute, 30-second check-in or something.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunities and possibilities, but like we don't know you listeners super well necessarily because this is a one-way medium. This isn't stand-up. We don't have your feedback right there. So there might be stuff that we do all the time that you love that we don't even know.
Yeah, like if we say something, I don't pay attention to what I say, and Cody never pays attention to what I say, and barely half the time to what he says.
Mm-mm.
So it's if there's something you'd like to wear on a T-shirt or a sweatshirt, that's cool. Oh, thank you, Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy complimenting the TMJ shows.
Yeah. We probably talked this out, but
I was done with it.
I know. I just
jumped
keep
in,
dragging it back. Can I talk about a thing then?
Please bring something up that's not us shilling for cash.
Well, let's talk about. Oh my God, Crafty Brewers bottle openers. How did we not think of that? Oh my God,
Roger, that's brilliant.
Thank you, Roger.
If we get one, I'll give you one.
So I've actually had this thought for several weeks, if not months, and
what could it be?
Forgetting to mention it. So when I want to know your opinion, this is a poll the audience kind of thing. When I am preparing for a party, everyone wants bubbly water, right? Like that's the thing. Carbonated water with the flavors, like people are obsessed with that, right? Ugh. They are. You gotta have it. I do not like carbonated water. I think it all tastes like aluminum. I cannot take it, but women drink it like it's air, like their life depends on it.
Oh, I know. We had that's different than a hard seltzer, right? That's that bubbly water.
Yeah, just like
carbonated water.
LaCroix,
LaCroix water.
basically.
Okay. All right.
So I was at the grocery store and like bubbly water is one of those things where the brand doesn't really make a difference. Like you can get LaCroix or bubbly or there's one other one and
Yeah.
it's just water, right?
Right. Yeah.
Barely any difference.
Seltzer water.
But LaCroix is like that's like the Starbucks of sparkling water.
What about Pellegrino?
Pellegrino's not flavored though.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking about like bubbly waters that have like pomegranate or tangerine or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes, sure. Okay.
So, but my question is, and I'm only using bubbly water as an example. This goes for all brands. But if you go to a party someone is hosting, see when I'm planning for a party and I go to the grocery store, that's when I tend to spring for name brands to kind of show off a little bit.
Okay.
Like, "Oh, they have LaCroix. This is a nice party. Oh, they have Heinz ketchup." Like, the rest of the year, I'm buying, like, signature brand, Jewel, off-brand,
Which
ketchup,
is
mustard.
which is mostly just as good.
It's literally the same. It's
Yeah.
literally the same, but when I have a party, like I said, I wanna show off a little bit, like,
Sure.
get the Dean's 2% milk. I don't know why we're drinking milk at a party, but here we are.
Yeah, what kind
You
of
know,
party are you having?
I'm gonna bust out the Bailey's Irish cream, not the whatever else Irish cream, right?
Okay.
So, from a party goer's perspective, I don't really pay attention to that kinda stuff, but do other people? And how is it perceived? If you walk into somebody's party and you're a sparkling water drinker and you see a bunch of LaCroix, do you think to yourself, "Wow, they're very fancy highfalutin, they buy LaCroix." Or do you think, "Oh, wow, they waste their money on LaCroix? They should be buying the off-brand. Wow, they're just wasting money." Which one is it?
Well, here's the thing. If I'm going to a party, it's usually people I like. So I don't judge what the hell they have. Now, if I were to come to your party and you said, I only have Natty Light watermelon beer, I would go, oh, I'll just have a bottle of water, not that bubbly water. You got any tap water or something? Um, but I like to me, it doesn't matter. I don't, if there's something I really want, I'll bring it to a party or bring it as a gift to bring something. But if I'm going and the host is providing stuff, I'm just happy the host is providing stuff, because like I said, it's either family or friends. And so I'm not going to be going, oh, one way or another. And I would never, if you, if you want to have LaCroix instead of whatever off brand bubbly water, I don't, why would I think that's bad? You
Yeah.
know?
Well, I don't
I
know.
and I also wouldn't think you were putting on airs because it's not like you went, I flew over to Bavaria and I picked up this special water. It was from a glacier, and then it was carbonated with the gas of a yak. And then we took that yak gas water and we flew down to the tropics where I freshly picked the fruit that I squeezed into it. And then I shook it up just a little more to make it even fizzier. And then I popped a top on it.
Wow.
You just had a can of LaCroix. I could pick up a can of LaCroix down the street at 7-Eleven. It's not like it's, not like everybody's getting a bottle of Dom when they walk into your house.
Oh, they do.
Well, sure, but that's just trying
But
to show off.
the Dom is rubber banded together with every can of LaCroix, and so you're saying you don't think
Wow.
you don't walk in and you don't think, "This person's a little excessive for rubber banding a bottle of Dom to every can of LaCroix?"
That I would go, I don't know if I'm going to drink both. And if they were rubber banded together, I would say, am I supposed to mix these? And that seems weird because I don't want to mix Dom Perignon with LaCroix bubbly water, which I don't want to drink anyway. I'll
That's
drink
good
the
to know.
bubbly Dom, but I'm not drinking bubbly water. So no.
Um,
I mean, you can tell if you could all right, you went to Noonan Fest.
I did.
Noonan Fest was over the top. In a number of ways, but that was not my doing. But you could say there were some things there that were like excessive.
Sure. Yeah.
But I've been to your house. Nothing screams, look at me. Here's my flex. Aren't I the
Yeah.
best? host
No,
with the most money.
I'm fine because that's what I am doing. I am saying, "Look at me, look at me. I have the best flex with the horse because I have the avian ass blaster, with,
That's
buffalo."
ass yak water.
That's right. Yes, yak water.
Glacier ass yak. Glacier yak ass water.
I go to Dasani, the capital of Brazil,
I hate
every quarter.
Dasani.
Yeah.
I hate Dasani water.
What?
Out of all the flat bottled water, Dasani tastes like somebody they got the water in there and then they teabagged it.
Oh, see, Dasani is all they served at my high school, so I would do the Dasani
Bleh.
and pepperoni pizza. Let's go, dude.
Oh.
Cindy brings up an interesting point. It's
Yes.
fine, I don't care, but not generic Coke products, 'cause that is there's a minor distinction of what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the things that truly don't make a difference, like, again, Heinz ketchup versus, like, signature
Hunts.
ketchup.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, certain condiments, right? Like Hellman's must mayonnaise versus, like, another mayonnaise, right?
Mm,
Chips, sometimes the chips are pretty okay if they're off-brand, right? Like, but there are things where it does matter, right? Like, ice cream always matters. Coke and Pepsi is a thing, though I wouldn't judge somebody for Pepsi because that's a flavor thing, and, I always drink Mountain Dew, so that's just different.
yeah, I mean, name brand pop you gotta have. I did my time drinking generic pop when I was, first out of college working at a tiny radio station. Big K Cola. No way. If I'm having pop, it's Coke or Pepsi, you know. And if I'm at a taqueria somewhere in Pilsen, I'll go with the RC. But
Mm.
other than that, it's Coke or Pepsi. Yeah, I'm not like, and I grew up drinking generic pop. We drank Yummy brand from Jewel,
Hmm.
because they had grape, orange, root beer, and cola.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Well, my dad would drink Pepsi, but we would drink because we would drink Yummy.
Um, my friend sent me a video of a guy on Instagram who is fermenting Mountain Dew
Into what?
into wine.
Really?
He got yeasts and he mixed it up and he put honey in and he diluted it, or he was making mead, maybe mead.
Sounds meaty.
Is mead? What is mead?
It's a sweet, thick. I think it's a thick, sweet after dinner thing.
Wine.
Yeah, it's a wine.
Yeah, I think he's making mead out of Mountain Dew. He mixed it all up. He showed the process. Looks fascinating. It'll be done in a month. I am waiting with bated breath.
It's an alcoholic beverage made by fermenting honey mixed with water and sometimes added ingredients
Mhm.
such as
Yeah.
new page opening,
He put a bunch of honey in it.
fruits, spices, grains, and hops. So there you go.
Yeah.
He's making Mountain Dew mead. That'll be your downfall. That'll be what finally takes you over the edge into the abyss. Ken is right. Ice Mountain water. That's the water. You don't mess around with it. Don't give me a Hinkley and Schmidt in a bottle. Or tap. I'm all tap.
I don't care
Tap
about
water.
what bottle of water it is. I mean, I drink tap at home, but
If I'm really thirsty, I'll drink it. If I have a choice, I'll go Ice Mountain.
yeah.
If all they have is Dasani, like if I'm on set, Cody, which I haven't been in years, but if I was on set, sometimes all they'd have is Dasani.
Weren't you on Chicago PD like 2 years ago?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. But yeah, I would drink Dasani then, but not by choice. Yeah. So no, why are you having a party? Did you have a party that I was not privy to?
I have no friends. I don't want to see anybody.
That is
No,
a lie. You are always socializing. You are a gadfly.
I would have a party Saturday to watch the WWE Royal Rumble, but
What?
for Christmas, my wife got me a date night, which I'm very excited about, and it happens to be Saturday.
Oh, where are you going?
Downtown somewhere. I don't know. We're gonna go.
It's going to be another one of those club dates where you go to a club at 9:30 and nobody's there till 4 a.m.
She's bringing me to a lounge club, so and it opens at like 2 p.m. So it's a day and night club.
Is it a lounge in a senior center?
No,
We're going for the buffet, and then we're going to play bingo, and then we're going to do a craft, and we'll be home by 6.
Hey, now there's going to be Wii bowling at 7:30.
Wii bowling is always fun.
Yeah,
Wii
my granddad was the head of his Wii bowling league at his retirement home.
Really?
Yeah,
very nice. I haven't Wii bowled in a long time.
Yeah,
but it is fun.
It is our day at night, but the next day I have reserved time to watch the replay of the WWE Royal Rumble. CM Punk, a favorite to win. We'll see.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal? I've heard rumblings, not royal rumblings, but just rumblings that The Rock may be coming back.
A lot of rumblings. A lot
Would
of
it be
rumblings.
for this event or for a different event?
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, sure.
But he could make an appearance at the Rumble. It's unclear. See, the thing is, his cousin Roman Reigns has been WWE champion for like 1,100 days.
That's whose cousin? The Rock's?
The Rock's cousin.
Oh, Rock is Roman Reigns' cousin?
Most
Samoan wrestlers are related
there's like
to The Rock.
1,000-person Samoan family. The Rock is related to Rikishi, Umaga. I'm pretty sure. Like literally, this is not
That's
just a
racist,
stereotype.
what you
There
just
is like a massive Samoan family with like 20 plus notable wrestlers, and they're all cousins.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like the Jay and Jimmy Uso, I think that they're also like everyone's related. It's crazy. But yeah, the Roman's Rock's cousin. Everybody thinks that would be a big match, but Cody Rhodes is supposed to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, but people are rumoring maybe it'll be a 3-way. And then Punk was going to fight Seth Rollins for the other title, but Seth Rollins is maybe injured possibly after some live event last week. So it's all chaos, Brian.
It sounds hard to follow.
It's great.
So many things could be happening in the wrestling world, and you'll miss it. How will you avoid spoilers?
I don't know. Oh, by not going on the internet at all.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And by like muting 2 of the text threads that I'm in. Dude, earlier today, I cut my 2 fingertips.
On what?
I don't know. Do you see this on my middle finger? Probably not.
Are you just trying to flip me off?
I am.
No, I can't. Your finger gets blurry the closer you get to the camera.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
I see it. Yeah, I do see. Yes, there I see something. Yes, I see it. Is it a paper cut?
Yeah, I don't know. It like sliced open and it really hurts.
Ew.
It really hurts. It's across like the whole top of my finger. And why did I brought that up for a reason, but I don't remember why.
I don't know. Just that you wanted to see me go, ugh.
Maybe. Speaking of, hey, we talk about my finger. How about your toe?
Remember a couple weeks ago I said I had a Technicolor toe?
Yeah.
Because I'd gotten these blisters. How long do you think a blister should take to heal?
A week?
Yeah, I'm at 2 months. Well, I had a giant one on the bottom of my toe.
And I'm the diabetic one. Ha!
I know. Well, trust me. Don't think I don't keep hearing that from my bride. So the one on the side healed. The one on the bottom's not healing. But the reason it's healing slowly. The reason is I have to walk on it nonstop because it's right on the bottom of my toe. So I've got, my toe looks like a horror story because the rest of the skin is drying up because it's wrapped all the time. Then I get home at night and I take it off so everything dries out so that it's just, and so I don't know at what point now I have to give in and go see some doctor who's going to blame the fact that I have a blister on my toe on my weight because it always turns into that.
Really?
Yes. I don't care. I could have broken my arm. Well, if you lost a few pounds, your arm wouldn't have broken. Well, no, if I hadn't fallen off the ladder, my arm wouldn't have broken. Well, if you didn't walk, with your big walking feet, maybe your blister would have healed. I go, well, the one on the side of my toe where I didn't walk on it healed right away. So that leads me to believe it's not diabetes. It's just the fact that it's in a spot because it really over break. It started to heal more because I sat on my ass half the time.
Yeah.
But now I got to be up and I'm on my feet all day in gym. So what are you going to do?
Now, have you ever retorted to them and said, lose weight? Well, I already lost my mind.
No.
And then just stare at them and don't blink and don't look away and then slowly unzip your pants and then see what happens.
Start jerking.
All right.
That's what you were leading. That's what you were leading to.
I was not leading.
That's exactly what you wanted.
I was not leading. To that.
That's why else would I unzip my pants?
I don't know.
Just to air out my hot crotch.
I don't know. Maybe you put some Gold Bond down there and it tingles like a fairy.
No, if I put Gold Bond down there, it'd turn into like a roux that you'd make gumbo with. Just turn thick and oozy. All right.
Sometimes.
But anyway, so.
I
don't know what to do.
Perspective. Why Why does the topic of your disgusting toe come up so regularly on this
Because it's
podcast?
because it should have been healed in a week. And now we're approaching 2 months since the Band-Aid ripped the bottom and it was deep.
All
I
right.
mean, it was probably like one layer of skin away from the bone. That's how
All right.
when it got ripped off, it was
All right.
bad.
Does this lead into your ice topic?
No, well, it's gonna, of course, because listen, you brought up your little paper cut. You want me to, I'll pull the toe up. I'll bring it right up.
Here we go. Oh my God. I'm not looking at that. I'm literally
There it is.
looking away
Look,
from
look,
my TV,
look.
right? I'm not looking at the TV, the computer.
Oh, God, I just gave myself a Charlie horse on my other leg.
That was deserved. Reality has made very merchandise
Oh.
socks with a caricature of Brian's toe.
Ow. Oh, I did just give myself a Charlie horse on my other leg. I am so,
The second major leg injury you've gotten while I've worked with you.
I've had so many leg injuries. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, the toe is healing, but that's the ice, duh. It's freezing rain right now.
Yeah.
So that means tomorrow morning is going to be a sheet of ice.
Yeah.
I almost broke my leg the other night. I had salted everything. My sidewalk was safe for a scared man like me I know if I fall, I'm dead. My neighbors, their gutter was overflowing. Like the snow was starting to melt on their roof. It was overflowing. And it splashed somehow onto my walkway to the garage. We had been at my mom's all day Saturday, toiling away. She finally decided she wanted her Christmas stuff all put away. So we went over, we did it. That was fine. Which led to us also looking for a dog. But that's another story. That's right, Cody. Keep up tonight. Stuff is moving fast. We only got so much time.
This Bourbon County is hitting me harder than I can keep up with the Joneses.
Anyway, the overflow
Joneses.
Keep it up with the Joneses. You'd clean out your gutters so they don't flood somebody else's sidewalk, and then it freezes over. And I had literally just said to Debbie, I salted so there shouldn't be any ice. We're walking from the garage to the house, and all of a sudden, whoop, I hit the ice. My leg twists. I fall into the fence. I bounce off the fence, much like one of your wrestlers, Cody, coming off the ropes.
Yeah.
I come off the chain link fence. I survive that. But now everything is going to be icy tomorrow morning. The roads, the sidewalks, the streets, the snow, everything will be icy. And I have to venture out at an ungodly hour to go to be a PE teacher. Which today, I spent 45 minutes putting air in little basketballs. That was my job today, pumping up miniature basketballs.
Nice transition, Brian.
Well, I'm trying to get it all in because really, I'm just moaning. I know we got things.
We're not even halfway into the allotted amount of time for the show. Right. You got to be somewhere. I mean, I don't.
No, I'm kidding. No, the ice. I hate ice, and people. I love my car. My car is awful in the winter. It's bad on snow and ice. It's bad in the rain. I love it. I love everything about it, except I didn't get an all-wheel drive, and so it's a little light in the back. Skids a little. Plus, I'm telling you, Cody, if I fall, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm going down, I'm not getting up.
Wear a helmet when you leave.
I should look like one of those kids who got pulled out by forceps and then they had to mold their head back in with one of those helmets.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need to do. And I need to wear a dog training suit.
Dude, I took the trash out 10 minutes before the show, and I thought I was going to die on my driveway.
It was that slick?
It is very slick.
See, I haven't gone out since I got home from school. I get home, and I'd stopped at Costco, so I'm bringing in all my stuff from school, and I'm bringing in the bags from Costco, and I get on the deck, and there's a garbage bag out there. a bag full of garbage
On your deck?
on my deck from my kitchen.
Who put it there?
My wife.
Oh.
Now, normally I would have just turned around and taken it back out. But I was tired and my toe hurt. And Debbie did say, I started to take the garbage out. And I said, yes, I noticed. She said, oh, and then I had to take a call for work, so I'll take it out after. I'm like, okay. That leads me to she just went out about an hour ago or hour and a half ago and took the garbage out. And she said it was kind of slippery too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, buddy.
I would advise not leaving the house tomorrow, but I never leave the house. So
I envy you so much.
Well-
I envy not leaving the house. I could literally never leave the house. I don't care about leaving the house. Every time I leave the house, I wish we had a purge. I would purge nonstop.
Yeah.
I'd just be purging.
A lot
of people deserve to be purged.
I should actually say I am going to start leaving the house.
For what?
Well, and it's going to affect this show.
Oh no.
So the first Monday of every month, I'm going to have a conflict.
Oh, that's okay. What is it?
I have joined the DuPage Woodworkers group.
Well.
Yes. They meet in person in like Glen Ellen or somewhere near me. The first Monday of every month, and a few hundred members, I think. And
is that
people
right?
You can bring your woodworking questions, and they usually have a guest speaker talk about like a woodworking thing, and I have access to their woodworking library of books about woodworking, and
you can get some answers for your table.
Gets a whole thing.
Wow.
I'm very nice. It's just I'm more than 30 minutes away from anybody I know.
Okay.
And it's lonely and I don't like it. And I've been relying on the whole like, oh, you'll meet people when your kids are older thing.
That's a long time. That's a long way away.
And so, you know, I've been going to church, bringing my kids to church every Sunday that we're here and they're not super sick. I've been doing it with that. I've met some people at church passingly. And I'm trying to get involved. So I'm trying to meet people. So
that's cool.
Seems like a way to do it. And
it's just for you, which is nice too. I think that's nice. It's something just for you. So you can go and enjoy yourself and meet people and meet like-minded woodworkers and enjoy something that, because listen, there's no questioning your dedication to your family, but you do have to do something for yourself.
I have to do something.
Yeah.
I have to do something. You know, I mean, by the time I was in middle school, I mean, my dad was running like an award-winning pipe band, bagpiping with Cheap Trick at the Rockford Area Music Awards, and
that is a flex.
You know, and on Rockford Rotary and bagpiping everywhere and doing these charity events. And my mom was volunteering everywhere and running like the church like volunteer groups and feeding hundreds of families in Rockford who wouldn't have Thanksgiving or Christmas dinners, and they did so much. And like, I do podcasts, which is great.
Right.
But like, I don't want my kid to be 10 and be like, Dad just sits at home all day, like on computers.
Well, like, he knows that you go do the shows where they have adult drinks. Isn't that
he literally talks about Crafty Brewers podcast all the time. I was like, I'm gonna do a podcast with Brian tonight. Oh, are you doing Crafty Brewers podcast? Like, no, not tonight. He'll be in the bathtub. He'll be like, hey, let's do Crafty Brewers podcast. I'll be Brian, or I'll be Daddy and you be Brian. And I'll be like, okay, welcome to Crafty Brewers. He'll be like, okay. And then he'll just like start talking. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I don't know.
My parents were they were on the school board and the women's club and the athletic committee and this and that and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I was always on the road. So I was like, nah. And yes, sometimes you do meet people when your kids grow up, but some of those people are jerks and you don't want to hang out with them anyway. So I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't risk it. If you roll all the dice on, I'm going to meet people when my kids are older. That's a gamble.
Yeah, I think you just have to try and be active, and I like, when I'm like, here's how bad it was, like, well, not how bad it was, but, like, here's how much I was just like, "Something's gotta change this year."
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm under socialized. I have this conversation with my wife like ad nauseum, and it's just like, I feel so lonely and isolated. Oh, really? We just went to Rockford 4 weekends in a row for like weddings and like baby showers. So
Was
like,
that
am
right?
I? Was no, no, not this now, but like last
Okay.
year, right? We would have plans like 3 out of 4 weekends of a month with people. So it's like we're not starved for whatever, but there's something about the local being plugged into a local community and the local proximity that like I need.
Right.
um, so I even went on meetup.com and I looked for board games because I'm like,
Oh, that makes sense.
there's no comic book shops around here. Dude, there's a church literally like 8 houses down from me that does a board game night every Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the kind of board games you play?
Uh-huh.
Or like Monopoly?
No, like real strategy board games.
Really?
So, currently my spouse has an engagement on Wednesdays, but like once that's over, like, come on. Go to that. It's like I can literally walk. It's like I could walk in this weather. Well, if it wasn't so icy, but I could try. It's so close. It's stupid close. So anyway, I don't know how we got on that tangent, but the point is that one Monday a month I'll have to miss this show,
Okay, that's fine.
unfortunately. But I'll have more stories to talk
Yes,
about.
you
I'm not
will.
woodworking. My sandpaper arrived, and I'm gonna be working.
Really?
Oh, dude, I've got it
What
all.
kind of sandpaper?
The sandpaper for my Festool random orbital sander,
Oh,
my
that's the one you were talking about last week?
my
That you
Festool
went,
ETS 125R Rec Plus that
what
is
if
very
you get to this woodworking club and it comes up, people are talking about orbital sanders, and you drop that like it's a big deal, and all the experienced woodworkers just laugh at you because they were like, "Oh, you got boned."
No, the nice one is $800. I bought the
Okay,
$250 one,
that's good.
so I know. But, but no, all the supplies are here. So when my wife is out of town for a few days next week, I am theoretically gonna get some sanding done and get that table ready
Wow.
to
Oh,
go.
that's right. She's going what now? When will you sand? Because I'm betting the children are not going to be sitting around watching in awe as you fire up the orbital sander.
I mean, daycare for 10
Oh,
hours
they do.
on.
Oh, they do go. They
Oh,
still.
yeah.
That's right.
Wednesday and Friday, and then Thursday, my kids got a, like a kind of mini preschool kind of morning thing from the park district.
A
So,
mini preschool kind of morning thing. That is very convoluted and vague. I'm
mhm.
not sure what that is.
But no, so
Is it an outing?
it's not like it's just me and them for 4 days. I die.
You'd be fine, but
I
you'd die.
I wouldn't.
No,
It'd be hard.
it'd be very hard. Oh yeah, it'd be very hard. I'm not. No. Don't mistake. You'd be fine with it. Would be easy. Those are not synonymous at all. I think you would survive, but it would be ungodly hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least you don't have to find out because you'll
I
send
don't.
them off to learn things. Do they have nap time at preschool? Does your son nap at preschool?
He naps at preschool like clockwork. He won't nap here.
Okay. Well, I'd send him to preschool every day. Just at nap time. Just go, hey, can I drop him off just at nap time?
I should see if I can pay for an extra day next week. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Don't tell your wife. Just do it.
'Kay.
Because then the kids will go, oh, we went. Well, the baby with your daughter won't be able to tell, but your son, even if he went, oh, we went to preschool 3 days, she'd go, he's drunk. So we he has a history of telling tales. We don't know. He pretends he's his dad in the bathtub doing a podcast. We don't know what's up with this kid.
That's fair.
That is fair. All right. You wanted to talk about life insurance. I hope you're not pitching me on some sort of pyramid scheme now.
How did you remember that?
Because I listen to what you say. Unlike other people on this show.
Am I supposed to do that to you?
No, I didn't say you were supposed to. I just say I do. That's why I'm an empathetic interviewer,
Okay.
because I listen to people.
All right. Well, I've got good news and bad news about life insurance.
Oh, there's good news?
The good news is I am, as part of some of my benefits packages, it's some employment that I've picked up. I'm eligible to get some employer sponsored life insurance I can opt into.
That's
Uh,
nice.
So I can get myself, my spouse, my children, everyone in the family, I'm getting a little bit of coverage because you never know.
Sure, why not?
You never know. Bad news is I was denied uh, independent coverage when I applied last month.
I know why.
Why do you think?
'Cause you got the diabetes and you're gonna die. They don't wanna pay you.
Incorrect.
Is it your height and weight ratio?
Incorrect.
Is it the amount of gel you put in your hair?
Incorrect.
Wait a minute, what could it be? I Did you tell them you, use cannabis?
Correct.
Why were you honest?
This is what my wife said. All right.
Of course that's what your wife said.
Listen.
It's like when they go, "Do you smoke?" "Nope." Because to me, I don't smoke. I have a few cigars a year.
Here's why, Brian. Because earlier this year, or sorry, in 2023, my parents' house literally got hit by a tornado.
Right?
And they had to basically make it a full-time job for 6 months to get insurance to pay for anything. And insurance still only paid for maybe 2/3 of the damages,
Right,
right?
but that still doesn't answer my
So if
wife and
I
your
do a
your
life
wife and my question.
so if I do a life insurance application and they say, "Do you use cannabis?" and I say, "No," then when I die, don't you think they're going to find a way to find cannabis in my system and say, he lied on his application. We're not going to pay you."
I don't First of all, unless you die by overdosing on cannabis, they're not going to do an autopsy on you. Chances are, uh, you'll die however it is you die. It won't be suspicious. And then, you know, because use is, do I use it
All right.
or do I occasionally have some?
I
If
occasionally
I
have,
occasionally have some, that's not using.
it doesn't matter. Well, I was an idiot.
Well, you told them. Yeah, you were an idiot.
I told them. Apparently, I was an idiot. So let that be a lesson to you that according to actuarial science, which I have learned is bullshit, uh, if you have type 1 diabetes, which makes you like 20 times more likely than the average person to die, that's fine. But if you do cannabis, which you literally cannot die from, let me repeat that. You literally cannot die from cannabis. You literally cannot die from cannabis. Not to mention, I told them specifically I only do edibles. I told them specifically I do not smoke it, which means that I'm not at increased risk of like lung cancer or anything. Um,
You're at
apparently, a
increased
drug,
risk of dumb cancer.
apparently a drug that literally cannot kill you, and literally there is like no long term adverse effects according to science. If you do that in a state where it's legal to do so, um, then you're too high risk. But if you're type 1 diabetic and like you accidentally overdose on insulin once and you die, which is a thing you have to do like several times a day for your whole
Overdose?
regularly
Oh,
just
okay.
do insulin,
Sure, sure.
that's not okay. So anyway, I thought that was great. I
Let
think
me let me let me posit this, and I don't say it's right. I'd say this is probably what it goes to. For whatever reason, because if you tell them you drink a lot, they're gonna deny you. If you tell them you smoke, they're gonna deny you. Anything that is anything that could show, uh, judgment that goes against your health, they're probably gonna deny
mm,
you. Like,
mm,
diabetes, you can't help it. You got it. It's, you didn't choose. You didn't make the choice to go out and drink a big can of diabetes, did you?
Mountain Dew.
That's sugary.
Maybe I did.
Maybe you did.
Just kidding. That doesn't cause diabetes. Don't be a fool in school. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
All
I
right.
just
So
I
you couldn't get it because you were honest.
yeah.
And what does that prove? Once again,
Honesty is
honesty
for
is destructive.
stupid
Yes.
idiots that need to die. I get
They
it.
don't need to
It's
die. They're just honesty does not pay.
mm-mm.
Does not pay.
It's a
They
horrible
they
disease.
tell you it does. They try to steer you that way. Oh, be honest all the time, honest all the time. Screw that. Selective honesty is always best, especially when it comes to these insurance jackals.
Unbelievable.
Well, unbelievable.
Well,
So what
thank God for the
now? Yeah, with your employer, you're in a group plan, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm eligible for coverage up to like twice my salary or something. I may have to provide some documentation or something to get like to a full like, 500,000 or whatever it is I want.
Okay.
Because I want the maximum amount
Sure.
just because.
Millions.
But yeah, anyway, and there's a spousal coverage thing, and I'm gonna get my kid. Like I said, I'm gonna get everybody covered
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
be on the. It's funny. I work on a personal finance podcast, and I did an episode on life insurance, and immediately I opened like some tabs, and I'm like, I should get this.
Yeah.
So we'll all be covered, not to the extent that I would like to be covered by a private plan, and obviously since this is an employer tied, right? Like you stop working for that employer, you no longer have it, but at least buys me some time. I presume I won't get fired in the next like 6 weeks, knock on
And
wood.
there's probably some, if you've been paying in to this policy for however long you're working for your employer, there's probably some carryover thing where you could then
Oh, really?
move it to your own and pay extra or whatever.
Maybe. But in any case, so that's
I
a lot.
like that you're already thinking about not working for this employer that you just started on 12 hours ago.
What?
That you're already go, well, if I get fired, I'm not going to get my insurance. You just
I
started. This is your first day.
Brian, I have been fired or laid off from half of the jobs I've been in for the last like 15 years.
Oh boy.
So
That's
through no fault of my own, I was literally a top performing employee in the role, surpassing all expectations in every role. But layoffs happen, and then there was the one time I got fired because psychopaths ran the company.
That's true.
But it just happened, like Discovery. Like
It was
I
a
like
merger, hostile takeover.
it was dude. My podcast was amazingly good, and the reviews after we left went down the crapper when they outsourced the
Ha ha.
like really bad. Like they were just
Yeah.
getting I'd watched because there's a website you can track reviews.
Oh yeah.
They literally got 1-star reviews for like a year and a half. Not just exclusively 1-star reviews.
Is it still going?
It is still going, and it has started to trickle back up, but the listenership has never returned to the levels that it was at when we
Wow.
were big. Because I still have ways of finding out what the listenership is. And
Good for you.
anyway, but yeah, like that, like if you look at my performance in that role and what I contributed to the company, it's like we would never lose this person. But like on a spreadsheet, it just didn't make sense for somebody. So
Damn it. Damn it. So now everybody's covered.
yeah,
And
I don't get salty about layoffs. Like I've been laid off from a few companies, and I'm not mad at any of those companies. Like I think they could have done better. But in terms of profit and loss finance people, like I get it. Like there's spreadsheets and there's numbers, and a company has to make some money, and like people get cut. Like it's not personal. But that also is why as a millennial, I don't have this like I care about my job the same way attitude as like some boomers
yes.
might or older people, because like they could stay at a job for 20 or 30 years and it's great. Like I went to a consulting firm and they fired a woman 30 years and they just
Yeah.
fired her like overnight, basically. There was no trend out or anything. And the team was so upset. The executive leadership had to walk it back, hire her back as a consultant, pay her like twice as much money,
Oh wow.
address it at like 3 all hands meetings. Like it was a huge thing because people looked at it and they're like, what the F are you doing?
Yeah, because if
But
they'll do it to her,
of course,
they
but
sure will do it to you.
that's the way companies are. Like I could have one of the top like 100 science podcasts on Apple with no paid budget, and like I can just get rid of because
Mhm.
that's like I'm just a number, right? So I'm never going to treat an employer ever like, oh, I'm married to you, like because like they'll, they can
They
make the annulment happen,
threw you at the drive-through.
yeah, it's like, I don't know. So, but there's a reason these things happen. Some people say like, well, millennials are job hoppers. Gen Z won't say it. It's like, well, yeah.
Right.
'Cause
Eh,
employers are not like, yes, we will take care of you for 10 years. And, if you get sick, we're okay with that. Like, oh, just kidding. You missed 3 days of work, you're fired. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks for your 8 years of service. It's just a different, it's a different world.
Yeah, thank goodness. I mean that. Like I used to when Molly first got her first job and stuff, I was still thinking that old way, like, boy, you got to stay a little while in it. But if a job's not good for you, if they're not treating you well, if things aren't, it's not what they promised you, then go, just go.
And
Mike says his company is forcing him to move to another state or find a new job, but they are not providing relocation costs.
That's what Discovery did. They said you can keep doing the podcast for a reduced rate of pay and as a contractor, or if you want to keep your job, you have to move to New York or LA, but we're not going to give you any relocation assistance, and you have to do it this month. It was December. It was December.
You have to do it this month.
You have to move to New York or Los Angeles in December, in the next month, on your own. No relocation. So, Mike, I am sorry to hear that. That sucks. And I've been there, and I ended up just walking away because I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. But Mike also said he just took the dog for a walk and almost died. So glad you're alive.
Glad you're alive, Mike, but that's what you get for taking the dog for a walk. You tell the dog, hey, it's icy. Go out in the yard by yourself. That's what we do. We stay at the door. They don't stay out long, but why should both of us fall down? If the dog falls down, it's going to need somebody to help pick it up. If I fall down and the dog falls down, who's going to save us? Yeah. Nobody. Who will save my son?
Did you write the foreword to a book?
Did I?
Did you?
Not a foreword. What if I wrote something for Roger's book and I wrote something
for the pizza book?
The pizza book, but that was not a foreword. That was just a story. I don't think I wrote I didn't write. I wrote like a blurb for Roger's book that was on the back cover.
Okay. Blurb. Like okay. All right.
It was a blurb.
Did he pay you for that?
Just with his friendship.
Okay. So no.
Yeah, no money was exchanged.
Okay. No, because I'm thinking about writing.
I didn't want any money. I wouldn't have taken money.
No, of course. I'm thinking about writing an ebook.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
On
podcasting.
Really?
Yeah. All right. So like,
wow. How's this going to fit in with your woodworking club and your game night? Mister, I'm always so swamped.
No, I am so swamped. But like, look, people, influencers, financial, like podcasters, like I've been hearing about building a passive income.
Sure.
That's like the hot thing for like financial independence is build a passive income.
Passive income.
And I listened to a couple podcasts about it.
Like the realities may vary merch.
Yeah, that's not really that passive. But like
it's very passive.
A passive income stream, like typically that's kind of a misnomer because you got to put a lot of work up front to make it happen.
Right.
But like if you buy a property and then fix it up and then hire a management company to like rent it out, then you've got an Airbnb or something and you barely touch it and it's passive income, right? Huge amount of capital and time and work up front, but it becomes then passive, right?
Yes.
Investments with dividends, you put a lot, like you would have to have literally like $750,000 in investments that pay dividends, but you'd get some passive, you just get money, right? And a lot of people sell online courses. Some people do drop shipping. Some people do affiliate marketing. Drop shipping is when you set up a website basically that just pulls products from Amazon and marks them up. So it's like, or at Alibaba or something. So it's like, I Google like a bike, bell or something for a bike. And then I go to this website and it's like, we've got this. It's like $8. They click it and you've got a system that basically places an order from Amazon or Alibaba and then just ships to them. And you only pay like $4. So you never receive or see the item. You just like, you're a pass-through service.
Okay.
People can do this. It's really hard to do. It's against everyone's terms of service. It's really easy to get banned from like Amazon and stuff. It's just like, it's really hard to be successful. But then there was this lady on a podcast and she's talking about ebooks and e-courses and stuff and newsletters. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to do like a monthly newsletter. I'm not going to do like a subscription, like membership forum. But I was like, dude, I can put 100 words in an ebook about how to like do a good podcast.
Sure.
And I've got emails from Kevin Matheny, like that I could like quote in there. Like I learned a lot at the station over the years, even from the
Okay.
really crazy people, and from you, and from answering listener
Speaking of
phone
really
calls.
crazy people.
Yeah, I'm like, even listeners now, like chiming in and what I've heard in the phone when I answered phones, it's like I can put together $100 or whatever, and then like maybe a couple people will buy it or whatever. But anyway, maybe I'll ask you for a blurb if I ever do it. I won't ever
Sure.
do it. There's a 99% chance I'll never do this, but I'm thinking about it.
Well, good. Then there's a 98% chance I won't write the blurb.
That's good.
No, I would write a blurb. Oh, that's why you asked him for. I should have said Roger paid me like $1,000.
God.
Now you know the truth is out.
Yeah.
No, of course. This is all right. So in the last week, I found out both my producers are leaving TMJ.
Oh no, the really good young one. Where's he going?
Two guys that I like.
Where's the good one going?
He's going to. Well, they're both good. One is going. One got last summer. He went and worked part-time for a Northern League baseball team. And now he got a full-time year-round contract with them. So he's going to do their podcasts and stuff like that. And then the other one is he does play-by-play, and his schedule for play-by-play stuff has started to really fill up. He's getting a lot more play-by-play work, and that's what he really wanted to be into. And there's changes coming to the station, and it's not kind of where he wanted to be. But he called me the other day. He was the second one. Matt is his name. And he called me, and he was very nice. I've had producers that just took off.
Just quit and just find out in an email.
With no reason, no nothing.
What kind of an asshole would do that?
I don't know.
Awful.
I really don't know what kind of guy would do that.
You should throat punch him next time you see him.
Well, it's been tempting for a long time. But he had, like, he said all these really nice things about working with me, and that was the best part of his day, and all he's learned from me, and how much, allowing him to be on the air with me, because when he came to the station, that wasn't really what he wanted to do. He wanted to work sports. And they were like, well, we need a producer at night. And yes, you'll be doing Brewers games and things like that. And he goes, and the boss has actually sold me the show by telling me, you'll be working with Brian Noonan, and he loves to bring his producers in and make them part of the show. So you'll be on air. And he goes, and that's why I took the job. And they were right. And so he was like, well, so thank you so much for, and I'm like, what? Okay. I never, I just think I go on and babble. But I have learned I'm actually pretty easy to work with compared to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've become much easier to work with thanks to medication. So that's good.
My two favorite people at WGN to work with were you and Hannah Stanley.
Okay.
Who I only worked with her like twice, but she's a lot like you in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In a lot of her easygoingness and just appreciation for the producers and what's happening. But there were
she works for Disney now.
Does she?
I know she lives in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, no way. I didn't know she left. Oh, that's too bad. I'll miss her. No, she literally only filled in for you once or twice. And both times I was just like, oh my God, this is the most like Brian's show of anybody that's ever filled in. Because I filled in for some awful people. I had to produce Jim Lasky.
Listen.
He's a felon. He's literally a convicted felon, right? That's not slander if it's true, right?
If it's true, it's true.
He's literally a convicted felon.
It's been in the news. He talked about it. It was not a secret.
He was nice enough, but he was kind of like Ric Flair, only with not as much spray tan, but same hair.
Or pizzazz.
He yelled a lot. I don't know.
Well, that's what he was told to yell a lot. But anyway, so but yes, I would be happy to write a blurb for a book that you wrote.
Okay. All right,
You're very good about your podcast business.
We'll see. I'm never gonna do this.
I
There's
just
no
know
way.
shadow puppets. That's all I know.
There's not a chance in hell I will ever do this, but I would like the idea of it. I might do it. I probably won't do it. I might do it. I very well could do it.
Are you the vacillating podcaster? That's what you should call it.
Vasoconstriction.
Does that have something to do with your junk?
Nope.
Oh, then I'm not interested.
You want to do some DMT?
What is DMT?
Watch DMT, the spirit molecule on Netflix.
DNT?
DMT.
The spirit molecule? Is it some sort of drug?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then I'm not interested.
Oh, it's the spirit molecule. I actually haven't watched this documentary, but I've heard about it, and so now I want you to watch it.
All right,
Let's
hold on.
watch it together. Let's have a watch
I'm writing
party.
it down. DMT?
The spirit molecule.
The spirit molecule. Linda, tomorrow night and Thursday night this week on WTMJ. And we will be, Thursday night will be your team, the Packers, put up a valiant fight, Cody.
I don't know about football.
No, you stopped watching? You stopped caring about the Packers?
I haven't watched football in like at least 10 years.
Well, the Packers had the youngest roster in the NFL this year.
Wow.
Weren't projected to do much. Started the season very slow, then went on a run, made it to the playoffs, won the wild card round, won their first round, and then they got to the divisional series the other day against the 49ers, and they led the 49ers all the way into the fourth quarter, and finally the 49ers beat them by, I think it was 4 points.
That's too bad.
And a bad interception by Jordan Love at the last 40 seconds.
Who does Aaron Rodgers play for?
Nobody. He's
Really?
supposed to. Well, he played for 48 seconds with the Jets. Then he blew out his Achilles tendon. That's true. That's
I knew
not
that, but
joke.
is he still on the Jets though?
He's still technically on the Jets. You know, we'll see if he. I don't know how many years they gave him when they brought him. I think they might have only given him a year contract. But he claims he's back, even though he didn't come back.
Do you think Taylor Swift is hot?
No. I think she's not ugly by any stretch of the imagination. She's a good-looking woman, young woman. Hot, no. Hot's not the word. She's talented.
Interesting.
But yes, I don't believe she's not my type. So,
a friend asked our group text about this, and he's like, my wife wants to know if anyone thinks she's hot. And we all gave him our opinion, but he never explained why this came up.
Because he was muttering Taylor in his sleep one night?
I think he called her Taylor.
At that moment?
At that moment.
Oh.
At that exact moment. Yeah.
Love story! Call me Tim McGraw. That's right. I'm bringing up the old. I go old vintage Swift. I go a long time ago. I go early Swift when she was still a country singer. No, she looks, how do I put it? Because I don't, I'm not saying she's, to go with old school parlance, I'm not saying she's a dog. Now Mike says cute. Yeah, I guess cute would be okay. She's kind of gangly. She's like a swan, She's very angular. She's very gangly. And I don't mean any of this is an insult.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, hot to me is oozing sex and sex appeal. That's when I hear hot, that's what I perceive it as.
And she's a little less of like, she's not like more playful, kind of more like
she's approachable.
Approachable
is different than hot.
What about like Girl Next Door hot though? What's that?
She may be that if you qualified it that way, but I still, you have to, she's she's tall. She's got a certain kind of body type that you have to like to consider it hot, because my hot and your hot are probably going to be different. But yeah, Girl Next Door, I think she definitely has that quality,
Mm.
you know. But yeah, I wonder why they wanted to know. Well, we had this conversation tonight. So Debbie and I are watching Saturday Night Live.
SNL.
SNL. We're watching SNL tonight. And the host was an actor from this movie, Salt Creek or Salt Fire or Salt Dam or Saltburn. Saltburn. That's it. Saltburn. And I don't know who he is. I guess he was in Kissing Booth too.
Never heard of any of that.
Right. So, and every sketch he was in was about how hot he was.
Mm.
Now, I'm not a guy who can't look at another man and go, yeah, he's a good looking guy.
Right.
You know, I see
You're a
Brad,
little gay. You're a little gay.
you know, a touch here
Right.
and there. It doesn't matter. I look at Brad Pitt, I go, that's a good looking man. George Clooney, good looking man.
Right.
You know, but this guy, I'm looking at him and I'm like, he's not ugly, duh, but he's not like, I don't look at him and go, that is a good looking guy.
Yeah.
And so I said to Debbie, is he as hot as they're saying? Or is he as good looking as they're saying he is? And she's like, no. I said, he's obviously actor good looking, but is he like superstar gorgeous? And she's like, no, there's something about him. No, it doesn't. So we had that same conversation.
Interesting.
Left out the part about being a little gay, though.
Okay.
That didn't come in.
I can't do everything. Can't do it all. All right. I guess to close.
Oh my God, are you choking? Is the beer coming up? Oh, Monique says he's got a great accent and he's tall. Yeah, he is tall.
Oh,
But so am I, and so is Cody. We're all tall.
Can I just crap on Paul Krugman for a second?
Who is Paul Krugman?
He's an economist. He's an asshole. I
Okay,
hate
sure.
him.
All right. Yeah.
Nobel laureate.
Bring a little culture to this show.
Op-ed columnist, New York Times opinion, author of The Return of Depression Economics.
Hold on, I'm going to have some Glacier yak ass water.
He's an idiot. I hate him. Anyway, Paul Krugman sucks, and I don't like any of his opinions. So, what
brought this on?
Ron dash dropped out of the 24 race for idiots or something.
Yes, Ron DeSanctimonious.
Ron DeSanctimonious.
He had to go back to where woke goes to die.
So I don't
just
care
like his campaign.
Yes. If you're a big Ron DeSantis fan, don't stop listening because I have a point and it's not about him. So Paul Krugman, the great economist, piece of idiot, goes,
pizza idiot.
Quote, although we're all making fun of DeSantis's humiliation, we shouldn't forget that his anti-vax crusade, in service of his doomed run, probably killed thousands of people. So that's what Paul Krugman tweeted. So I replied, yeah, good call. Why enjoy something for 3 seconds when you could just instead be a total buzzkill who hates fun? And it's true.
I can't believe you're still getting into Twitter wars.
I just hate him. Like, he's just awful. Because this tweet is essentially like, well, it may be funny that DeSantis lost, but let's not have any fun because he probably killed people. Like, why are you saying that? You're an idiot. This is
wait till tomorrow. Let us laugh about how he and his lifts have to limp back to Florida and how he's not a humanoid. Now he can't smile and all this other stuff. And then there's plenty of time to talk about, in service of this doomed campaign, all the legislature that he pushed through in Florida that is going to do damage to Floridians for a long, long time.
Florida sucks.
Just because he was trying to court the MAGA, the MAGA monstrosity and bring them along.
Anyway, so Paul Krugman in 1998 said, quote, by 2005 or so, it will become clear that the internet's impact on the economy has been no greater than the fax machines. So Nobel Prize winning economist Paul Krugman, real smart. Elon Musk had the best reply. Elon Musk just replied and said, you give economics a bad name. And look, hate Elon all you want because there's a lot of problems with him, but like, that's funny. That's funny.
That is, does economics ever have a good name?
not when Paul Krugman is involved or that guy from 538, John Silver or whatever, Nate
Oh,
Silver.
Nate
Oh,
Silver.
Nate Silver's the
Nate
worst.
Silver, whose polls are always so far off.
God, I love the pundits. I
And
can't
they
wait
still
for
go back to him all the time. Let's go to Nate Silver for a but it's always wrong. You should be a pundit. You pundicize on Twitter, currently known as X.
Dude, I have seriously considered becoming the Republican presidential candidate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You're
Here's
gonna
what I would do. I would adopt Trump's
makeup and hair?
don't care. No, my hair's way better than his. No, I would
Yeah.
adopt his like I don't care about anything attitude. I would act like being stupid is actually really cool, which is what he does.
Yeah.
I would act stupider. But what I would do is I would come at the right from the left, from the right. So I
Come to
loop
right.
de loop. So here are some things I would
You've
do.
already confused 90% of his supporters.
Perfect. So here's what I would do. I would go
Yeah.
out there and I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. The Illuminati or whatever wants to separate this country by making us fight over oil and gas. Well, the Democrats want to make clean energy. Well, you know what I say? I say, let's stop giving all this money to those people in the Middle East. And then I would play upon Republican xenophobia to advocate for clean energy cars, right? Like if we have clean cars, we can stop giving those people in the Middle East a bunch of money for their oil, right? So you're essentially giving a left-leaning message through the right wing, right? And then I would go into immigration the same way. It would be like, look, I don't know, something economy, like people that come in, immigrants, they do jobs you don't want to do. You want to do those jobs? That's not what America is about. Let them do the jobs that you don't want to do. And then like a really racist way of pushing left-wing politics. But I think
Yeah.
it can be done. I think it can be done. And you say, I'm going to unite the nation because really we all want the same thing. They're just packaging it wrong. So I package it in a far right-wing way. Then I get in the White House to sign a bunch of executive orders and like arrest everyone that like does student loans and like, I don't know,
Wow,
close.
you're sounding more like you're gonna arrest everybody first
Dude, yeah,
day?
close all the
Dictator for
private
first day?
prisons and
Okay.
just, like, let them run amok and be like, "That's what freedom is, gents," and then, like, dump tea on people that disagree with me. It'd be great.
That would be
It'd be
great.
amazing.
Let
I'd
me
be a
ask you
great
this.
president.
Well, let me if
This
this were a
podcast
debate,
has made it impossible for us,
that's
for
probably
me to
true.
run in any way.
Have you before there was there's always been a slight immigration problem, but did you ever meet anybody who lost their job picking lettuce to an illegal immigrant?
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
Okay, then I sit
Yeah,
corrected.
yeah, lettuce picker Lou. He
Lettuce
was
picker
my
Lou.
roommate my freshman year of college, and lettuce picker Lou used to always go behind our dorm and pick some lettuce, and then one day, a Mexican was there, and
What?
he was picking lettuce, and he looked at lettuce picker
Oh.
Lou, he looked him dead in the eye, and he said, "¿Por qué no?" And lettuce picker Lou didn't know what he said, so he's like, "Como?" And he was just like, "Porque no?" And he just stared at him, and then he slowly unzipped his pants, and lettuce picker Lou came right back to my dorm room crying, and I said, "Lettuce picker Lou, it is okay. I'll cheer you up." And then I called up a bunch of sorority girls that I knew, and I was like, "Come to dorm room 304 in Morehouse, and you come up and you give lettuce picker Lou a good time." And the Alpha Phi Gamma
All
Delta
right.
Betas, they all
The
came
betas,
and
only the betas came.
they ran train on lettuce picker Lou. It was amazing. It
Wow,
was it
this
was
so
there was some lettuce picked that
all
night
right,
in
but
my dorm room.
let me say this then. It sounds like Lettuce Picker Lou came out on the right end of the stick on that one,
No,
so to speak.
no, no,
No,
because
no?
no, because in the middle of it, he killed himself with a gun, and I was like, "Where'd you get that lettuce picker, Lou? That's a dark turn." But he was in the hospital, and he was like, "I hid the gun, because my Second Amendment rights couldn't be violated." And then he, like, let out his last breath.
They
But
may
then
take my lettuce, but they'll take my gun from my cold dead hands.
no, the crazy thing was Scott Stapp was in the room, and Scott
With
Stapp was just
eyes wide
like he
open.
he was like, "Let us pick a Lou, can you take me higher?" And he had his guitar, and there was a whole
Wow.
explosion, and then the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders came in, And they all started cheering, "Lettuce Picker Lou, Lettuce Picker Lou." And then Lettuce Picker Lou actually got up and he had a beard at this point because he'd been dead for so long. And he was like, "I'm just gonna
Wow.
be resurrected." And he walked out of the door. And I think he's Jesus. His second coming. He just decided to pick lettuce instead. Anyway, he moved to Argentina. Um,
Wow.
yeah.
You are high as hell.
I'm not high.
I love the Ballad of Lettuce Picker Lou. That
Is that
is
the name of this episode? The Ballad of
the
Lettuce
Ballad
Picker
of
Lou?
Lettuce
It's
Picker
gotta
Lou.
be.
That is the title of the episode. The Ballad of Lettuce Picker Lou. Wow, that was a tale.
Yeah.
That was a tale.
Yeah.
As old as time.
It was.
Wow. Well, on that, we have to end on that. There's no two ways about it. We don't follow the Ballad of Lettuce Picker Lou, except by saying, hey, don't forget to go check out our other pod. Our other pod, of course, is Crafty Brewers, Tales Behind Craft Beer. You can go to craftybrewerspod.com. On Instagram, we're crafty_brewers_pod. And the other reminder is when you go to craftybrewerspod.com, click on the merch page, and there is Realities May Vary merchandise for the first time ever. Be the first kid on your block, the first kid on your podcast platform to wear a Realities May Vary t-shirt or sweatshirt. But Brian, I have kids. They want to wear stuff too. How handy. We have children's sizes of our famous Eggs and Toast t-shirt and sweatshirt and onesie for your infants. So do that. Support the show. Support both shows. If you want, that's great. If you don't,
And by support, like, it's not like we like are writing ourselves checks. Support literally
No.
means like we take the money we make and we pay ourselves back for web hosting costs and subscriptions that we pay for like editing software
yeah, we're not
and
making money.
yeah, web hosting costs. So like we pay money to do these podcasts. This helps us not pay money. It does not help us make money. It helps us break even.
Yes, it
So
is
if you
not passive income.
Yeah, so if you enjoy the entertainment, it's helping us make the entertainment not cost us money to give to you. So there's that.
Yeah, there's that. All right. Well, thanks for listening. And we will be back again next time for another unbelievable episode of Realities May Vary. Cody, any last word?
Sex. Is that what I say at the end of every episode?
I don't know. Look at the
No, I
t-shirt.
say bye. I say bye. Bye, this American pie. I put my finger in the pie.